Hey everybody, it's BDC. Thanks for checking out this video. Today, we are playing Valheim again, and we're going to go over the basics of farming. How it works, how you have to get started, the use of the cultivator tool, things you can make, all that kind of stuff like that. So, as you can tell, I am standing in a garden that I've got set up at one of my camps. I've got carrot seeds, turnip seeds, some carrots that are grown, things like that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a bunch of this stuff, go into my inventory, and then head inside and show you all some of the stuff that can be made. Then we will go into some of the growing aspects of it. So, one thing I wanted to talk about this, the primary reason for doing a big grow plot and growing all this stuff is so you can have better foods than simply hunting boars and deer and what have you for your raw meat. So just to kind of give you guys an example, I've got some turnip stew made and some carrot soup made, and there's some of the stats on them. Carrot soup here, 20 health, 60 stamina, and then per tick, so pretty good. Turnip stew, 50 health, 50 stamina, hit points per tick, a longer duration. Turnip stew is superior, and then by comparison with some of their foods, so cooked meat, you got 40 health, 30 stamina. Then with, let's see, grilled necktail, which is a good new player type of food, easy to get, 35 health and 20 stamina. So the stuff is superior, even though it's a little bit time consuming, slight bit of painstaking in making it all. What it requires is the use of something called Cultivator tool. And this cultivator requires the use of bronze working. So you have to have a forge, the ability to smelt copper and tin, and all that stuff to be able to craft one of these guys. Crafting requirements in a cultivator: 5 bronze, 5 core wood. So at the point that you're doing this, you've already gone into the Black Forest, already started mining. Absolutely, you've already mods and all that jazz like that. So you're at that point where you're really starting to kind of dive more in here. So as far as the cultivator goes, I'm going to see if I can demonstrate this, even though it's nighttime here. The way it works is once you bring the tool up, hit your right mouse button, you have a selection of types of things you can do. Now you have to start with cultivating soil. So I'm going to do it here, try and give an example. So pretty simple. An actual real life example is going to be this soil right here, and I know it's dark and it's a little bit difficult to see, what have you, but that's required for planting any. So let's say I've got, in this case, I've got seeds. Let's use seeds instead of the actual grown stuff. The seeds are the things that you're going to find out in the field. Carrot seeds you're going to find in the Black Forest, the white flowery thing. Turnip seeds you're going to find in the swamps. So that's a step up in difficulty, and they're a little bit more difficult to find. I got lucky when I found mine. I just happened to cross it, and I got one out of it. Okay, so let's get started on planting some of our goodies here. Now what you want to do is go back into your options, the cultivator, that's right, husband. Look closely at these options because they seem backwards. So right here for planting turnips, I can either plant the actual crop itself, the actual vegetable, or I can do seeds. If I plant the vegetable, it will produce more seed. And this is something actually I wanted to explain a little bit about. This is how you get more into the multiplication aspect of this. This is how you eventually get many more seeds. It can grow a bigger farm, that kind of thing like that. It's a very evolving, progressive type of thing to it. It's not a one. You just take your first set of vegetable crops that you got and then plant them back into seeds, and you get a multiple of that. So anyway, going back into this, I can throw turnip seeds down, even though the picture like a turnip, so that's something to keep in mind. Basically, these icons here have to do with what's going to be. So what I want to demonstrate right now is actually throwing seeds in. So we're going to throw some seeds in. Let's see, I've got 57, I've got a ton of them. So here we go. Start throwing some seeds in there. Use of the cultivator tool requires some stamina. Not a whole lot. You're not swinging it like a mace in combat or anything. Yeah. One thing I did want to mention about doing this is make sure that you give these crops some space. The game won't yell at you or give you a, an error like that. Like, hey, you have no space to plant this. So it kind of takes a little bit of trial and error. But this is an example. Once they're in there, there you go. There's an example of one that says need grow, and he looks kind of dull and boring and whatever. Whereas these guys say healthy. So that's your indicator right there. Let's see. Let's switch over to carrots. So I'm going to throw some carrots in here, and then let's see what we got. It's okay if they're a little bit close to your beehives, not that big of so the idea here is to obviously throw as much in here as you can because of a good profitable crop at the end. The more the merrier. You're basically making food for your group, and you don't carrot stew I'd have to go and look at, but you don't have to rely on strictly fish meat or grilled neck tail or oars or whatever for just a straight meat. Now let's see. Let's jump over to what some of this looks like after it's been cooked, and then go into this aspect of it over here. Now, the cooking aspect, the cooking portion of this, requires the use of this cooking pot. They call it a cauldron in here, and the cauldron requires a forge 10 bars to craft. Now, obviously, the cultivator requires that you have bronze technical skill, and that technology already unlocked and available. So getting the 10 bars is a part of it. And it has to be placed over a campfire or a stone hearth like this or whatever. And then once you've got it going, walk up to it. See the various recipes of things that you can do. And there's other stuff in here, and I may wind up making a cooking video later, so I don't want to go way too far into it. But like for instance, carrot soup, this is what it requires. One mushroom and carrots, red mushroom. Red mushrooms are found in the Black Forest. It's okay, you can get tons of those things roaming around. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio. It's actually not bad. Turnip stew requires 1 raw meat, turnips. So you go and do your typical bow and arrow hunting trip and go kill a bunch of deer and boars or whatever. You smacking those guys around, come back with 1 or 2 stacks of those, and you can make a ton of those things. So as far as the actual cooked products that come out, let's see. So you've got your turnip stew, you got your carrot soup, and I think I already went over this. And they're good. I mean, it's definitely a good food replacement to replace just strictly cooked meat here. Let me learn how to talk there. And you can make a lot of this stuff once you start collecting and growing a bunch of these carrots and turnips. Now I've already got a stack of carrots. I've got so many of them, I don't know what to do with them all. One thing, actually, I did want to go over here, and I think I may have neglected to do, but I wanted to give a demonstration real quick of whenever you throw the actual raw vegetable into the soil. You can do that. I mentioned it earlier, but this is how you get your seeds back. So I've already planted seeds to get the vegetables. I want to plant the seeds, so it's the reverse. So in this case, the seed turnip. Plant a turnip to get more seeds. So I can throw... See, I have to give them on me. Then I can throw a few copper ones in there. Or copper. I was messing with bronze earlier. Carrots there. A few of the carrot ones in there to give you an idea. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to make a jump and a skip in time here. These take quite a while to grow. I timed a crop earlier, and it took an hour and 10 minutes, so 70 minutes for it to come to fruition. One caveat about that is I don't know if rainwater accelerates it or not. I may sit and measure it and see if it does, because the one time that I sat here and measured it and came back and forth and was looking and see if it's going or not, it didn't rain, and it went for 3 game days. So it might be a thing that raining has something to do with accelerating the growth time. I would think it would, depending on. So that's something to keep in mind. But anyway, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to skip some time. I'm going to let this chunk of 1 hour or whatever, however many minutes it is, go by to show you the final product. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back, and here we are. We are back in the garden, and everything is done. So I've got some carrots, got some turnips. A pretty good haul. I did not keep track how long it took. I got distracted doing it. So this is instantaneous for you guys, but for me this was, I don't know, 3 hours or something like that. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, figure that this is going to take at least an hour to do, so don't wait around and stare at these crops because magically sprout. Only thing that might modify it, as I'm not sure at this point, it's possibly rain. I could swear it does, but I have no way of being able to document it. So anywho, let's go back in and let's see what kind of goodies we can make with this. So, let's throw a little bit of wood. Hearth here. Okay, so at our cauldron, our cooking pot here, we make carrots, soup, and turnip stew. So let's grab, I don't know, maybe 3 of these. That'll be 9 carrots using. Let's grab 3 raw meat, and so let's see. There we go. So if I neglected to mention this, and I may have earlier, the Bronze Age for this, I think actually I did. I call it Bronze Age, but you need to have technology, the ability to be able to produce bronze-based stuff. You need it for the cultivator anyway, but for the cauldron, it's 10 tin bars. So you need to be able to smelt all that, So, alright, looks like we got some turnip seeds out of that. I must have planted those out there. Just forgot because I ran off and was doing my own thing. So, there's an example for you right there. Let me throw that turnip seed down. Stuff. Again, to review the stats of these things, 50 health, 50 stamina, duration 16 seconds, whatever the math is on that. And then healing 2 hit points per tick. And the carrot soup's not quite as good, 20 health, 60 stamina. So that's a higher stamina type thing. Probably replace one of your meats with it maybe for a slightly higher stamina bar. It's the only thing I can think of. But otherwise, there you go. That's pretty much it. Not really much else to talk about on this. You just kind of rinse and repeat with this. So I could take some of these extra turnips and carrots and either store them, or I can go right back out there and replant them to get more seeds back out of it, you know, to go more into that process of multiplication I was talking about earlier. Or I can just straight eat the carrots, at least the turnips you have to cook. But anywho, that's it for farming and a little bit of basics of cooking. There's a lot more cooking in this game. And maybe I'll do another video for it, I don't know. But that's it. I hope that helps some of y'all out there, especially for the new players, because you know what to expect and all that. So, you guys have a good one. Hit those like and sub buttons, please, and thank you very much for watching.